Welcome. Today, now I am going to discuss on the Kalman's theory of earth pressure. Okay. In previous video lecture, I have given the Raymond's theory of earth pressure by his graphical presentation, and now here in this video lecture, I am going to I'm giving the Kalman's theory of earth pressure by Kalman's graphical presentation. Okay. So see here besides the title which we are seeing a small figure. So this is the retaining wall, and back side of the retaining wall a red color triangle shape, it is the sliding wedge. So in this sliding wedge we are observing a small curve, red line, a small curve. This curve is nothing but called as a Kalman curve. Okay, due to the developing of this Kalman curve, when the tangent line is drawn which is parallel to this B and D, which is so the tangent line is drawn which is parallel to this BD plane. BD means nothing but a sliding plane. So a point F is developing. The point is the maximum sliding wedge failure. Okay, so why he has taken, now I will explain here detail. Okay, right. So before going to the Kalman's theory, so here Raymond's also given the graphical presentation, and Kalman's also giving here a graphical presentation, and these two persons depended on this Coulomb's wedge theory. These two persons depended on Coulomb's wedge theory. Okay, these two persons depended on Coulomb's wedge theory. Okay, why means here remember the main important point. In graphical presentation, Raymond has discussed when the load is applying on the sliding wedge failure, a critical failure plane is developing. Critical failure is developing. Okay, so in Kalman's also, when the load is developing, here also same critical failure is developing. But what type of load? Okay, there just a load is the load is applying on the sliding wedge, just here Raymond has explained. But in the Kalman's, so there are some different types of the loads. So that different types of the loads means nothing but various types of surcharge loads, nothing but UDL or line load. UDL means kilonewtons per meter square. Okay, kilometers means nothing but this is the load. Okay, the load is applying on this sliding wedge. The load is applying on this sliding wedge in two directions, that is in X and Y directions. So that's why he has taken UDL. Okay, and next line load. Line load means nothing but kilonewtons per meter. Here per meter square, per here kilonewton per meter. Why here meter means, so that's why he have presented line load. Okay, line load. Okay, this is the line load. That means when the load is applying only at a single direction. Okay, line load means nothing but load applied in single direction. Okay, here UDL means load applying in X and Y directions. X direction, here Y and X and Y directions. So what are the UDL and line loads means? For example, any so this earth pressure is constructed at any railway bridge areas or any highway structural areas. When the train is moving on this soil surface, that means UDL will be considered, or any other single directional forces will be applying in this single direction line, we can consider as a line load. So due to the various types of the surcharge loads is applying on this sliding wedge, so there will be also a critical failure plane is developing. Okay, so this point is the critical failure plane. Critical failure plane. Okay, and next here ABC is the maximum sliding wedge. Plane. Okay, I have mentioned here bottom. So A, B, C is the maximum sliding failure wedge, and next point to C, so point to T on a Kalman curve, that is the critical failure line. So by developing of these maximum slide forces, he has taken to derive the earth pressure by taking the force triangle method. So okay, so by assumption the force triangle method. So force triangle method we know. So we know which was determined in the Coulomb's wedge theory. Okay, for example, this is A, C, B. So W, R, like PA. So this is the force triangle method. So by taking this force triangle method, that means, so where the critical failure is developed, where the critical failure line is developed, at that condition the maximum sliding wedge also forming. So due to the maximum sliding wedge is developing, by picoting this area, he has determined he has used force triangle method to determine the earth pressure. Okay, right. So explain now. In 1886, Kalmans has entered to determine the earth pressure by using this graphical presentation, which depended on the Coulomb's theory. Okay, so in Coulomb's theory, same figure he has taken. So but Kalmans has what he newly defined, it means where some different types of the surcharge loads when applying. What are the surcharge loads means? UDL or line load. So these two types of the surcharge loads on applying on this soil surface, there will be applying a critical failures. Okay, so statement: Kalmans considered to determining the active earth pressure by Kalman line or Kalman curve with force triangle. Okay, again I am explaining. Statement: Kalmans considered to determine the active earth pressure by Kalman line or Kalman curve with force triangle method. Okay, so when this Kalman curve is developed, so then a tangent line is drawn. How the tangent line is drawn? Which is parallel to the, so this tangent line is drawn which is parallel to the sliding plane, So this tangent point, this tangent line is when intersected at a Kalman curve, a point T is developed. So that is the critical failure line. And next, the triangle is the major failure plane of the triangle is the maximum sliding failure. So with this condition, he has determined the earth pressure theory. Okay, now I hope that you have understood in clearly. Okay, let's move for the graphical presentation of the Kalman's theory. Okay, graphical presentation of the Kalman's theory. So here consider the triangle trial wedges, that is ABC1, ABC2. Sorry, so before going to these points, let us take a small figure. Let us take a small figure which is the same as Coulomb's wedge theory. Okay, in Coulomb's wedge theory also he has taken, this is a retaining wall at a inclined back face, and with a vertical height, Next, I is the slope angle. Next, phi is the angle of a sliding plane. And next, draw a BL line where psi equals to beta minus delta. This psi angle I have mentioned in Coulomb's wedge theory and also in the Reban's theory. Okay, now start the process of a graphical presentation. Okay, so see here. So first point here, what he has mentioned, consider the triangle trial wedges. Okay, consider the triangle trial wedges, that is ABC1, next ABC2, ABC3, so on. So we don't know how to considering this triangle wedges means. So by taking of this sliding wedge theory, so we have to measure this AD distance. Okay, we have to measure this AD distance, nothing but we are getting 12.4. okay, 12.4. so if we want to considering 3 4 wedges, we have to take 12.4 by 3 or 12.4 by 6. okay, for example, okay, for example, now I want to considering 6 wedges. okay, for example, 12.4 by 6, I need 6 wedges, so 6 trial wedges, 2.0 something or 2.01 for example. okay, so measure the point, so 2.1, next here 2.1, next here 2.1, next here, next here 2.1, next here also 2.1, and last 1.5 something we got. okay, leave that matter. okay, now this is the point C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. okay, so consider the triangle trial wedges. so we got here trial wedges is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. okay, so how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. so 6 trial wedges we got. okay, and next mention the distance, that is AC equals to L1, AC2 equals to L2, AC3 equals to L3. okay, right. Mentioning now the distance, now mentioning the distance, where here this is one L1, this is one L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, L6. okay, L1, L3, L4, L5, and next this is one L6, this is one L5. okay, L4. okay, the first point is completed. so again I am explaining. so consider the trial wedges, triangular trial wedges, that is ABC1, next ABC2, next ABC3, so on. so if we have taken the 6 trial wedges. okay, next made the distance AC equals to L1, AC2 equals to L2, next AC3 equals to L3, AC4 equals to L4, AC5 equals to L5, AD, this is the last L6 distance. okay, come in second point. next second point, in second point, now he has assumed ABC1, this is the weight of the wedge. okay, nothing but here line load is applying. okay, here line load is applying, for example line load is applying, this line load is applying on this sliding wedge. so he has separated the some different loaded. okay, number 1 loading, next number 2 loading, number 3 loading, number 4 loading, number 5 loading, number 6 loading. okay, next BC1 is the, this is the failure surface at trial 1. okay, next third point. so we have completed 1 2. next third point, third point is now consider the line AC1 equals to BE1. okay, so consider the line AC1 equals to BE1. E1 and A C2 equals to B E2 on the sliding wedge plane. So this is the sliding wedge plane, no? So where BD. So we have to give the same distance on this sliding wedge plane. So nothing but we have to give same 2.1. Next here also 2.1, same as here also 2.1. Next here also give the 2.1, here also 2.1, and last one here also 2.1. So name the point is here E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6. Okay, consider AC equals to BE1. Next AC2 equals to BE2, AC3 equals to BE3. Okay, so on. So AC4 equals to BC4, BE4. Next AC5 equals to BE5, AC6 equals to BE6. Okay, next. So here the third point is completed. So next, fourth point what is? Draw a parallel line where BL equals to EF1. Okay, now we have to draw the parallel line where BL equals to EF1. Okay, next BL equals to EF1, BL equals to E2 F2, BL equals to E3 F3. Okay, so see here. So this is the BL line. By assuming this BL line, I am drawing the one parallel line. So this is point. Okay, this is one name as F1. Okay, next same triangle. Next this is F2. Okay, next which it should touch on the F3. Okay, next same as go like that. It should be touch on the, so this is fourth line, and next E5, F4, F5. So last this is the E6 point. So then my, okay, so then what he has told in the fourth point, draw a parallel line. So draw a parallel line which is BL, so which is BL equals to EF. Okay, next BL equals to EF2 on the failure surface, which the point it should be intersects on this failure surface. Okay, see here again I am telling, this is the like this. Okay, failure surface at a first trial, EF2 failure surface at a second trial. So like that. Okay, so fourth point is completed. Next, fifth point, what he has given, join the points F1, F2. Join the points F1, F2, F3 from B to end of the sliding failure. Okay, that is what we get, B, F1, F2, F3. Okay, now I am joining the point here from B itself. Here B, no, from B, F, next to F2, next to F3, next to F4, next to F5, last at F6. Okay, okay, I have drawn a small joining the points. This, so this line is a critical, sorry, this line is a Kalman's curve. This line is a Kalman's curve, or called as a Kalman's line. Okay, so this is the point 5. So join the points. So join the points from B, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. So this line or this curve is called as a Kalman's curve. Okay, so this is the fifth point. Okay, and last but one point is Okay, and last but one point is draw a tangent line to Kalman curve. So draw a tangent line to this Kalman curve. So the line is parallel to the sliding plane. So the line is parallel to the sliding plane, which is BD. Okay, so we are drawing a tangent line to this Kalman curve. So okay, measure, keep like this. So go to the parallel point at top side where it is meeting. So this is the tangent line. So this point is the F point. Okay, this point is the F point. So directly join the line. Okay, directly join this line. Okay, directly join this line. Okay, so draw a tangent line. So see here. So draw a tangent line to Kalman's curve. The line is parallel to the sliding plane. Okay, so now I have drawn a tangent line to this Kalman's curve. The tangent line is parallel to this sliding plane line. Okay, the sliding plane means nothing but BD. Okay, next the intersected point T and C line. The point is F, nothing but a failure plane. Okay, so this is the critical failure plane. Okay, so this point is critical failure. So critical failure line, and the angle ABC1 equals to the ABC1 equals to maximum sliding wedge. Okay, by taking here, so here the critical failure line is developed. Okay, so then the force triangle method has taken in this C2 B. Okay, this is one angle beta. Okay, this is the line failure line. So here the load is applying in this distance, so kilonewton per meter. Okay, next this is the height at an inclined position. Okay, or we can take H like this. Okay, so this is the Kalman's graphical presentation to determine the earth pressure. Okay, so now you have observed now, so how this critical failure plane will be developed and how this Kalman's line will be developed means in this way. So by taking this ABC, by using the force triangle method, so Kalman's have determined the earth pressure, and directly he has given the Kalman's formula of P A is equals to Coulomb's formula. Okay, Coulomb's formula. Okay, that's it. So okay, thank you.